Hey everybody, it's Phil with Behringer. How you doing today? Welcome to Music Studios. I want to talk to you today about the XAir XR12. Now this is a 12-input digital mixer for iPad and Android tablets. It has 4 programmable MIDAS mic preamps, 8 line inputs, integrated Wi-Fi module, and it's also a stereo USB recorder. It's got some great features. Let's talk about them. The XR12 is going to be great both live and in the studio. It's going to be great live because you can just put it on the stage by the drum riser, plug in your mics and your line inputs, take the outputs to some powered speakers, and you're good to go. In the studio, it's going to be great too because you can record using the inputs, and also for live, you plug in all your inputs and you can use the USB port that's on the XR12 as a stereo USB out and be able to track everything that's plugged into it right to a stereo mix. Very cool. For audiophile sound quality, there are 4 award-winning MIDAS mic preamps, programmable mic preamps that are built right into the unit. It's going to sound great. There's a built-in tri-mode Wi-Fi router included as well, and this is really hip because it allows you to do 3 things. One is you can connect to an existing network and control the XR12 via your iPad or Android tablet. The second cool way is you can actually connect a router to this and build your own network that way, and you can have that action. The third way is it actually has a built-in router, so you can just pull up the antenna that you see here and you're going to be able to actually just directly connect your iPad or Android tablet to the XR12 and control it from there. It's awesome. More and more often at gigs nowadays, there are interviews either before or after that the band will actually put on themselves. In the XR12, there's Dugan style auto mixing, which is great for this. What it does is you can have 4 band members all have microphones and it's auto gaining. So when one person's talking, the other microphone levels are reduced, and then when the next person talks on a different mic, that microphone is brought up and the others are reduced. So it's really nice to have for that purpose. The USB connector on the XR12 is great for doing a 2-mix out. It'll do uncompressed wave files so that anything that's coming through the XR12 is going to get recorded in a great stereo picture. Now the X32 has 8 stereo effects in it and it's really great. And in the XR12 it has the same quality stereo effects, the exact same stuff. It's 4 stereo effects instead of 8 and they're amazing. They're going to work great for you. They have all the usual suspects, choruses, delays, reverbs, all those things are going to be available to you on all your channels. There's a 100-band RTA or real-time analyzer available on every channel and on the buses and the master outs. And this is great for being able to see what's going on that channel. With an RTA, you can always see what's happening with the frequencies and see if something's about to ring, feedback-wise, or see if something is getting kind of out of control. You can visually see it and correct things instantly. Let's just take a look at a channel strip. So you can see you have the mixer going on here, and then I go to the channel strip, and on every channel I have the following things. I have the channel input here, and you can see all these things at a glance in the first setting, which is just the channel setting. You can see that I have a channel input, noise gate, equalizer, compressor, aux bus sends, and a main out. And it's great to have all these in one window. At the same time, I can go to each one individually and kind of go through and go, here's all my inputs that I want to have that I can choose from, phantom power, polarity, things like that, low cut. The next one is a gate. I have presets here that I can choose, or I can adjust them manually, and I can have my attack, hold and release times, things like that. Also, on the EQ, I've got a 4-band EQ, then I can choose what kind of EQ I want it to be per band, which is nice. Also, it reflects the low cut filter, and I can choose to move these around at will and decide what I want to do. Very nice to have. Also, there's a compressor, also with some presets going on, and then I can choose and to adjust things myself if I want to, again with the major things, ratio, the mix of it versus the original signal, things like that. Next page are my aux sends, okay, or my buses. You can see that I can color code them, and I can choose, what's fun is I can choose where I want the signal to come from. The input, pre or post EQ, pre or post fader, or I can make them a subgroup. Okay, my effect sends are right here as well, and I can choose them, all the different stages, and I can tap from any point in the signal path, which is nice to have, and here's the faders for those. And also there's the main window here where I can choose where in the stereo window I want to go ahead and have my output come from, my DCA groups, my choices for mute groups, and here's my assignment for my Dugan style auto mix. I can choose an X or Y channel and have them show up, and you can see them also down here. I'm choosing them right there to turn them on and off. These are the effects pages with all of these great effects that I can choose from. So I can insert them on a channel if I want to, or put them on a bus, and it's just super easy. And then there's a metering page where I can see all the signal that's going on in the unit all at the same time, which is super easy to have. So this is just a quick overview of the channel strip. There are protection bumpers on the XR12, so you can literally just kind of drop it on the stage and go to work. Also available though, if you want to rack mount it, rack ears do come with it as well. So either way, it's going to rock. The outputs of the XR12 are really cool. You have two aux outs that are on tip ring sleeve connectors or TRS connectors. You have two left and right connectors that are on XLRs, and you also have a headphone out, a stereo headphone out as well. Plenty of capability to hear what's going on with your mix. 40-bit floating point DSP features unlimited dynamic range, no internal overload, and near zero latency, so you're going to get the best quality possible. There are free iOS, Android, PC, Mac, and Linux apps available at Behringer.com and also at the Apple App Store and at Google Play. This is going to be for remote operation of the XR12, either by Ethernet, LAN, or by Wi-Fi. MIDI in and out allows remote control of the mixer via MIDI equipment. You can always find future firmware updates and new effects plugins, things like that, at Behringer.com free of charge. The internal switch mode power supply gives you noise-free audio and lower power consumption, so you're not using up a ton of energy with it either. That's very cool. So this is the XR12. For more information and media, you know you can come visit us at Behringer.com. Thanks for joining us here at Music Studios.